Plumbers videos. My name is Alan Hart, and in today's video we've got a real mixed bag of videos today. At the start of the video we've got some wise words from Elliot asking you a question about boilers and how they're installed, and then we've got some leaking flues, got a Worcester that's leaking, we've got badly installed vaqueras, Raven Eats, all sorts of stuff in this video today. If you could please like, share, comment and all that good stuff, that'd be great. Without further ado, let's have a look at these videos.
So, quick question, one to possibly think about. On things like gas chat and generally in the trade, most engineers will say they don't like the cheaper range of boilers, the cheaper boilers on the market out there. For instance, Foley is a cheaper range boiler. You've got loads of other brands out there classed as cheaper range boilers, and people say, oh, whatever brand it may be, they're rubbish, they're bad. Is it that they are rubbish or bad, or is it that generally the cheaper range boilers, the cheaper end of the market, they're fitted badly? I mean, this is a 38 kilowatt boiler. It's got a 22 mil supply here, and I know for a fact that the 22 mil runs a hell of a long way, and there's about 1.5 meters of 28 mil. I know the inlet pressure on this is low. The condense is hanging. Just, it's there. Woohoo! The pressure relief pipe works in push fit. Nothing really about this is great. This installation, the flue is a hell of an angle. So is it that the cheaper range market just get fitted badly, bad water quality, bad electrics, bad plumbing, and therefore the boilers get issues, and then we automatically think that these cheaper range or introductory level boilers are naff? Or are they naff? I'd be interested to know what other people's opinions are. I work on a lot of Valents and Worcesters and Wiesmans, and also Foley's and things, so just be interested in your opinion. Anyway, I've got to take this call. Cheers.
Thank you very much for that again, Elliot. There's lots more from Elliot later on in this video. Next we've got another cheaper range of boiler, and I'm just going to show you how that one's installed. The flue's not sealed on this one, and also when we look at the bottom, the pipework's got flexi pipes in it. This one's been sent in by Michael, and it's a Vaquera compact. And sometimes these boilers get a bad name, but you need to install them correctly to give them the best chance. So, as Elliot says, is it, in your experience, is it the cheaper boilers that are installed badly, or is it just the same? Are all boilers installed badly? Be really interested to see your comments below and see what your opinion is on these type of boilers. Now we've got a leaking Worcester now, so let's go and have a look at that.
I've been called to a leaky Worcester Bosch. I haven't found what the leak is yet, but I found this bad boy.
And this video has been sent in by Stuart from Purdy's Plumbing and Heating. Just shows the importance of checking the flues. Obviously this one is corroded.
There we go. Have a look at that PRV. It just disappears under the floor somewhere. Just noticed that as well. Instead of a collar, it just taped it together. Nice. So I've replaced the dodgy Worcester. What had happened with the leak is they'd not secured the water pipe, and the tenant had hugged to it, and it literally just exploded up the back of the boiler. But they thought they'd have a new boiler anyway, because we needed to do the flue. So before the flue, they'd split the turret in two halves, put half on this side and half on the other end, with two extensions in the middle. What I've done is I've used a 2 meter Worcester flue extension. Sorry, it's a bit tight, and it is as high as it looks. Use a 2 meter extension. I've not finished yet, and I've not put my screws in there yet, and then that's the long Worcester telescopic flue on the end, but it's tidy. So I've only got one joint to worry about now.
Be interesting to know what the issue was with that flue as well on that Worcester. It could have been that the flue wasn't installed correctly. It could have been that one of the seals have gone on it, or it had the wrong fall. Who knows? I don't know, but yeah, be interesting to see what your comments would be on that. Also, with the water leak on it, that's takes me back actually. I once went out to Worcester, must be 10 years ago now, and I just actually lent on gas pipe just as I were going to do something with gas, and I were only there to do a boiler service, and the gas pipe just pushed out. And what it is on them Worcesters, they've got brass olives, so sometimes on there it doesn't clamp the copper pipe very well. I don't know if anybody else has had that, but I definitely had that in past. As I say with mine, it was full gas coming out into the room. I didn't know what at that particular time. I didn't even know where the gas meter was, so it were a panic. So just make sure that you're going to tighten them olives on really tight especially if they've got a brass olive on them. As always, make sure that you read the installation instructions for when you're going to install the flue. How often do you need a clip? So most of the time you'd need a clip every meter, and as well on any change of direction. So the more clips the better is what I would say to you. But as I say, always read the installation instructions. Also the fall on the flue, make sure you've got the correct fall to what the manufacturers require. A lot of the boilers, they need to be totally level as they go out of the wall if it's just got a standard flue, and then if it's got extensions, then you would have a slight fall on it back to boiler. But again, read the installation instructions to double check that. Right then, let's go and have another look. We'll go back to Elliot now.
So I came out the other day to a faulty Foley boiler, blown the fast blow fuses, blown the fuse in the fuse spur. Now this is lovely wired. The fuse spur comes down there, feeds up to a socket, and then the boiler's plugged into a socket. But the pump was the issue. You can see there's a bit of burning mark there on the plastic, bit of deformity. So I've replaced the pump. But I could hear a crackling. And when I looked into the electrics here, look at those beauties. Look at that. And the neutral there. So it just goes to show, check out what you've got sometimes and listen. I mean, I'd like to work with the radio on, but listen to everything. Everything's, I don't know whether the water's got in there at some point as well, but there's a lot of green. I don't think you can see it on the phone, but definitely look at the state of those. I'm gonna hold the camera still. Look at the state. There we go. Look at the state of those cables. So a Sparky will be attending this one to make this safe. And for the time being, the boiler will be left working on a 3-pin plug. But yeah, just keep your eyes open, people, because you are the last person on site. And if you get an awkward customer, they could be, oh, the house was burnt down, this, that, and the other. Well, you know, you might have done your loop impedance test and things like that, but it may not have shown up issues in things like this. So yeah, just a word to the wise. There we go.
And just to jump in on that before we go back to Elliot, always make sure that you do your safety checks if you're working on a boiler. And if you are an apprentice, or even if you're a plumber or a gas engineer now, and you don't do your safety checks and you don't know how to do them, check out TB118. Just put that into YouTube, and you'll find a video that I've done with Socket and C. We've done a couple of videos with Socket and C, and they've gone through TB118 and how you would test the electrics at the boiler to make sure that you're safe. And that's really, really important. So yeah, if you haven't done so already, please put them thumbs up. It really helps with the video, and also put a comment below. Let's go back to Elliot.
So those of you, again, that are new or haven't seen this before, when you see the watermarks there and such a large build-up of scum, it's an early warning sign that the condenser's backed up. Now I know this condenser's backed up before. 5 or 6 years ago I took over looking after this boiler, and the G10 seal had failed actually. And this is its next major service. So you can see there's the seal. It's all crusty on the inner edge, but it's definitely due its 5-year service. You see the rubber on the outside there. See how brittle this bit is. It's still a little bit dark on the outer edge. So definitely due its service again. It's stripped down service, but this is backed up since last year, because I would have known that it backed up. So have a little look at here, and you'll see condense comes down there, and boom, it's backed up. And what I found is the drain full of muck. Traps out, and it's really heavy. Now, these older style traps have this blue cap that you can undo. I doubt I'll be able to do it one-handed holding it, but I can. You can take them off, and you could take them off whilst the trap's in situ to clear it, but you find that a lot of the scum holds up in this part of the body. You can see a bit of the black there, but look at it all. But we'll be replacing this trap because it's the old style. I can't guarantee I'm going to be able to get everything out from it. Plus the seal that makes this a room sealed appliance is half broken there, and you can see the remaining little bit in there, so we're just going to replace it, bring it up to some sort of now, if we can, even though the boiler's quite a few years old. So now we can see the drain cover, the condense pipe, which runs up there in the black and 45-degree bends, which is not lagged. It is 1.25 inch, but it's not lagged. So speak to Dave at Condensate Pro. He'll let you know what the correct kits are that you need. And this is all the muck that I've got out the drain, look, and it absolutely stinks, rough as hell. It's loads of moss that comes down the rainwater pipe, kitchen sink waste, and so the condense isn't terminated correctly either. But as you can see, it was well clogged, and that's what's called the backup into the main heat exchanger.
Thank you once again, Elliot, for that. And that's a really important clip, is that, because that shows you the importance of checking the condensates, installing condensates correctly as well. What we know is that the pipe of the condensate should be below the water level, or below the grate. So in that case, it wouldn't have blocked up. And then obviously if it had the lagging on as well, you'd have to check with the installation instructions and also the latest safety bulletins. So gas safe register have the TB bulletins, as Elliot said previously in another video. The safety bulletins, if you go onto the gas safe register, you can go and have a look at the latest safety bulletins for condensates and for all sorts of other things, cookers, boilers, all sorts of things. What we'll do now is we'll have a look at this is somebody sent me some pictures in of that had no hot water, and this is from a plumber, and it was scratching his head a little bit. And this just shows you that sometimes just to check the basics first. So yeah, let's go and have a look at this hot water cylinder. And this is just to say, just always check the basics first. So they had no hot water on this, and when we have a look in the tank, there's no water in the header tank part of it. So it's being filled with water, and then now it works. So just the importance of just checking the basics first. So that just shows you, just check your basics. And that's the same in, I mean, I've been to boilers in the past where they've had a big pile of parts there, and when I've done my electrical checks, the live and neutral's been wrong way around, and that's been what the fault is. So always check the basics first. And I've just had a chat with Dave from Condensate Pro, and I asked him about what the technical bulletin was, and it's TB155, and that's the new technical bulletin that's just come out for the condensate pipes, and that just gives you a guide on how to install condensate pipes correctly. So that's really, as I say, if you're a gas safe registered engineer, it's really worthwhile going on to Gas Safe and just reading some of these technical bulletins. And I'm sure while you're there, you'll see lots of other technical bulletins that you'll see that are really interesting as well. I've just got some more videos, some more clips that's been sent in. And again, thanks to everybody who sends these in. And if you do want to send videos in, please send them in landscape if you can. Really appreciate it. I couldn't do these videos without you guys and girls that are helping the channel and sending these videos in. So let's have a look at this next one.
As you do.
And the next one we've got here is a badly maintained boiler, and this is a back boiler, and obviously it's not been stripped down or cleaned out for a long time. And this is an open flue boiler. It is probably the most important boiler to check and service, so always make sure you have your boiler serviced and checked. And this one is just a valent flue. Very interesting how it's been located. And if we have a look at this as well, obviously that flue's not installed correctly either. I've just got a quick, just to see who watches, see if it's worth my time doing these videos so long. If you're still watching now, if you could put a comment below saying boiler interlock, and then what we'll do also in another video, I'm going to talk about boiler interlocks, because that's a question, just been speaking to Elliot on phone, and that's a question that people's been asking about. So we're going to do a video on boiler interlocks. But as I say, if you could put a comment below so that I know that you're still watching, if you can put on there boiler interlock. And so far in this video, we've spoke about your technical bulletin TB118, which is your electrical safe isolation for gas engineers. We've also now talked about TB155, which is your condensate. I'm just going to go on now. We've just got a few more things, a few more clips that have been sent in. And again, thank you to everybody who is sending these clips in. It's really, it's important for the channel, really. And this next one was a gas leak. So let's go and have a look at this one.
Tightened out.
And this is for the trainees, really, to show how important it is to actually remove the fire when you're doing a gas fire service, because obviously it's got all that muck build up in back. So it's really important that you take it out, clean it all out. And this has actually corroded the copper pipe behind the gas fire in the catchment area. So as I say, it's really important that you take it out when you're doing a fire service.
Looks like the inside of your arteries. There we go, look at that. Look at that there. So, a very, very dirty system there. Unfortunately all on 8mm microbore as well on the heating system.
That's the shower.
thank you very much, Tom, for the Ravenite clip. And that one, as you can see clearly, the flue is not on correctly, and it's too steep. And this, I've seen this a number of times now. People tend to put the flue on too steep, and it doesn't go on the elbow, on the top of the boiler correctly. So it's always important that we read the installation instructions and we install boilers correctly. And it's also important that you use a gas safe registered engineer who has got all the safety and testing equipment so they can test it for you, but also once it's tested, afterwards they can sign the boiler off so that you've got your warranty. Because, for instance, let's think, well, you think to yourself, well, I don't really want to pay for a gas engineer. I'm going to go to Selco or whatever, I'm going to go buy a boiler, I'm going to install it myself. Well, one, you're putting yourself at risk and you're putting your family at risk by doing that, but it's not going to cost you that much more just to get somebody to come out and do it correctly. And also, when they do come out and do it correctly, you'll have warranty. So if the boiler does break down in 2, 3, 4 years time, then it'll be covered under warranty. So in my opinion, it's just not worth doing it yourself. Gas to me should never ever be DIY. It's, as you can see in these videos, there's so many different things. There's things that even myself, you know, I've got to read up on sometimes, and I've got to check the installation instructions, check the regs, like the new TB 155. That's just come out, and on the gas safe register, these are constantly updating of these technical bulletins. So as I say, gas is not for DIY. Yeah, I hope you found this video of some use. And if you are a gas engineer or plumber, if you'd like to send me some in, you can send them in on landscape. That would be really, really good. Also, if you want to use this channel for yourself, for any reason to promote your business or anything like that, then get in touch, because this channel is about a community, it's about everybody, and I don't want any money from anybody for doing that. So for instance, if you're a good installer and you do really good work, get in touch with me. And what I'd like to do, me agenda, if you like, with that would be, if we build up enough people that are doing good work, we can show the good, the bad and the ugly, if you like. But also I'd like, if possible, if them companies then start getting work from doing these videos, and bearing in mind my videos now are getting over 1 million views per month, so there's a lot of I don't know how Google works, but there's a lot of chance that if we put your link in and we put your company in, it's going to help with your website, etc. And then what I'd like to do is, if you do get work from that, I'd love it if you'd make a donation onto the charity page, and hopefully I can build your business, help your business, we can build this channel, we can raise the standards, and we can help a charity at the same time. Yeah, so I think it's just win-win. And I'm not going to say it. Oh, I'm going to say it. I'm babbling on again. That's just for Elliot. Word to the wise. Thanks very much. Thanks for watching. And thanks to everybody who helps and supports. Thank you.